My name's David Holland and I work in stone, clay, wax and plaster. I'm a sculptor. I've always been into carving, whether it's been metal or stone or wood or whatever. When I was a lad, I was apprenticed to a firm making brass blocks for the bookbinding trade in London. Gradually over time, I moved out of London and dropped out, started working for myself. A few years ago, when my eyes became less focused, I decided to go in for larger stuff, three-dimensional, and I've really enjoyed doing that. I should have done it a long time ago, I think. This piece here, called Thinking, was after a small, little tiny 6-inch clay model that I saw in a workshop in France, and I decided to make a little copy for myself and kept that for years. My head's forever darting about, looking for totally different things. It could literally be anything. It could be a piece of screwed up paper on the floor, it could be a story in a book, and it has been there, a branch of a tree or a passing image, and I just make a note of it, and over time I'll develop that into a three-dimensional form, often figurative. The core inspiration for what I do is the figure, the human figure, sometimes animals, sometimes abstract, but mostly figure. So on our left here is a bust. I call it after Vermeer. It's actually the portrait of a girl with a pearl earring, translated from 2 dimensions into 3 dimensions. At the ArtsFest sculpture trail, the one that I'm working on here in the workshop at the moment is a figure of a miller, which will tie in nicely with the activities of the mill down at Lyme. The inspiration for the miller came from my sofa at home, and I was staring at the flower pattern at the back of the sofa, and I could see this vague face in there, and I took a photograph of it and drew around it a bit and then hid it away for later reference. And when the idea for the miller turned up, I thought that's just the sort of grotesque face I need. Once I've captured an image on a camera or drawn it, I've then got to work it into some sort of three-dimensional form, which I do with clay, and always with clay. I love clay. You can twist and turn it, cut bits off and build it up. Very forgiving. So this is the clay model. It's about 3 times smaller than the actual finished piece. I suppose it's carving, really, because that's what my hands were taught to do when I was a lad, and they've just carried on, and they're not happy unless they are doing it, really. This is a piece of hamstone, which is a local stone. It's got a nice gritty texture, and I don't restrict myself in any way like that. I just do what pleases me. I don't really do commissions. I just find ideas to develop, and if people like them, that's fine. What I'm doing at the moment is carving around the face. It is grotesque. It isn't quite sort of real, this. What fires me up is chance opportunity. I see something in passing that I can capture, and I can possess it for myself. It's something that I want, I like the look of, and I'll try to bring it to fruition to my satisfaction. The beauty of doing it by hand, you can just do it very gradually, and you can't. It's much more difficult to make mistakes. It's exciting, really, seeing the form come out of the stone. It's such a hard-wearing, long-lasting material. I love that. I think that it's going to last, well into the future. Outlast me, anyway.